Stephen, and I'm shooting solo today without my lovely bride, Erin Ann. And I just wanted to share something I was thinking about today. Erin gave me a call while I was driving to work, and she was real sad on the phone, and she said that someone that she knew back at home had died today, someone that she knew from her childhood. And we were talking on the phone, and it just seems like for us in our experience of life over these last year and a half, death has been really prevalent for us. As some of you know, as we've shared in earlier episodes, last December, Erin's mom died, and also my dad died as well in December. And then we just feel like we keep hearing stories of death. And death is so brutal because it separates you from relationship. It separates you from someone that you have an expectation that they're just always going to be there. And death is so shocking because it's just a harsh reality that we will lose people that are really important to us. And after I got off the phone and continued my drive, I thought a thought came to me. A friend of mine had shared with me a chapter out of a book by the author Brennan Manning. And in the chapter, Brennan Manning talks about how it is important that we live our life with our death in mind. And initially I'm like, man, that seems really morbid. I don't want to think about death. I want to get away from death. But as Erin and I have experienced the losses of our parents, and have continued to hear about these stories of death, I think we've begun to understand what that means, to think about, to live life with our death in mind. And so we have found for us as a couple that it actually has really begun to shape who we want to be as a couple. It shapes our choices. It shapes how we make decisions for our kids. It makes where we live, the professions we want to have, the things that we spend our time on. And we also realize that it shapes just our own interactions, my interaction with Erin. What are the things that I am going to, argue with her about? What conflicts am I going to have with her? And am I going to focus on minor things? Am I going to be resentful and bitter towards her about certain things, when in reality, if I think about my life without Erin, it seems like a desperately sad life. And so what I want to do is I want to enjoy these moments with her. And I want to, if there are conflicts or if there is disconnection, I want to do things to try and move towards resolving that. Because if I live with my death in mind, I recognize that our relationship is time limited. And so it really is a motivator for she and I, and has felt like a real motivator for us in this last year and a half, to make decisions that are about being connected and being close as a couple and as a family. Because what we really want is to be loved and to love each other and to have as much time as we can with one another. And I was just thinking about that on the drive today. And I know it kind of feels like a heavy topic and might feel really sad, because it is sad. But at the same time, it has been such a helpful way for us to think about life, living with our death in mind, so that we live in our present with purpose. And we live in our present trying to love and be connected, rather than arguing and fighting and being disconnected. And so that's what we want the trend of our life to be about. We want our life to be about connection. And so, I hope that for you in your partner relationship, maybe it would be helpful to think about these terms. What do you want your life to be like? If you think about, keep your death in mind, and how does that reshape, if at all, your relationship with your partner? I don't know, something to think about. Would love to hear your comments, if that seems like a helpful idea or not. And we look forward to seeing you next time.